Our scripture reading this morning continues to move us closer to Jerusalem, closer to the heart of Jesus on our Lenten journey. The theme has been roots and wings as we become aware of the roots of our life and faith that sustains us while being open to the power of the Spirit to stretch our wings, to touch the unfolding new. And to recap, we began by looking at the certainty of change in our lives. 2 weeks ago, the focus was on sheltering wings that held us and how we can be sheltering wings to others. Last Sunday told the story of the fig tree and how we each need to choose to open to the God presence that is always there. Today we hear a familiar story from Luke's Gospel, one we have just watched along with the children, the parable of the prodigal son. This story is often used as a way of demonstrating the enduring love of God for each of us, regardless of how badly we have failed. But this morning I invite you to see this story in a different way. As the story unfolds, put yourself in the place of the younger son or daughter, the elder son or daughter, and in the place of the father or mother. And ask yourself, how do the actions and reactions of these characters speak to my own life experiences? What is Jesus trying to tell us in this story about what gives life meaning and the role of compassion in achieving that? The reading I'm about to read is from Luke chapter 15, verses 1 to 3 and 11 to 32. Now all the tax collectors and sinners were coming near to listen to him, and the Pharisees and the scribes were grumbling and saying, "This fellow welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus said, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger of them said to his father, 'Father, give me the share of the property that will belong to me.' So he divided his property between them, and a few days later the younger son gathered all he had and traveled to a distant country. And there he squandered his property in desolate living. When he had spent everything, a severe famine took place throughout that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed the pigs. He would gladly have filled himself with the pods that the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, 'How many of my father's hired hands have bread enough and to spare, but here I am dying of hunger. I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against God and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands.' So he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him, and filled with compassion, he ran and he put his arms around him and kissed him. Then the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against God and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quickly, bring out a robe, the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. And get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate. Now his elder son was in the field, and when he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. He called one of the servants and asked what was going on, and the reply was, 'Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because he has come back safe and sound.' Then the elder brother became angry and refused to go in. His father came out and began to plead with him. But he answered his father, 'Listen, for all these years I have been working like a slave for you. I have never disobeyed your command, yet you have never given me even a young goat, so that I might celebrate with my friends. But then this son of yours came back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes. You killed the fatted calf for him.' And then the father said to him, 'Dear son, you are always with me, and are all that is mine, and all that is mine is yours. But we have to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found. Hear what the Spirit is saying to the church.
Thanks be to God.